This suck. Welcome to another math video. Okay. First question, what is a unit circle? Use an example to show why a unit circle is helpful for figuring out the sine and cosine of an angle. Okay, so first let's get a unit circle here. Circle. So basically a unit circle is a circle with the radius of 1. And for sine and cosine, that makes it easier to find the sines because, so to find sin or to find sin, we would need the opposite over the hypotenuse. And we already know that the hypotenuse is already 1, so it would just be the opposite. So sin is just equal to the opposite. And then cosine, it's the same thing, except it is adjacent over hypotenuse. So the cosine would just be that side. Okay, easy peasy. Next one, what is the exact value of tan theta? I think it's theta. When 1 minus cosine to the power of 2, theta equals 9/16. So to solve this, let's just find the cosine. So first we need to add cosine and subtract 9/16, so they'd be basically joint spots. So 1 minus 9/16 equals cosine to the power of 2. And then 1 is equal to 16/16, which will make it easier to subtract. So 16/16 minus 9/16 would be 7/16. So then we have to square root both sides. And so that would get us 7 square root of 7 over square root of 16. And 7 doesn't have an exact square root, but 16 does, which is 4, so it'd be square root of 7 over 4 equals ignore my sister in the background, cosine theta. We know that we're in quadrant 3, so let's just make a triangle right there. We're trying to find this side, and we found out that the cosine is square root of 7 over 4, and to find cosine, it would be adjacent over hypotenuse. So that would mean right here is the square root of 7, and the hypotenuse would be 4. And we need to find tan, which is the opposite over adjacent, but we don't have the opposite yet, so we would use Pythagorean theorem to find the opposite. So square root of 7 squared would just be 7, because 2 square roots is just the number inside the square root. And then 4 squared would be 16. We subtract 7 from both sides. We have x to the power of 2 equals 9. Square root both sides, and x equals 3. So that would be our opposite side. So now we can find the tan, and tan would be 3 over the square root of 7. Yeah. And it says exact value, so that would be it right there. Last one. The angle theta has a square root of 3, 1 on its terminal side. What are the values of these trigonometric functions? Enter your answers in the box. So both of these numbers are positive, so we know we're going this way. So x always comes first with points, so that means that this side here is the square root of 3, and then y, so this side here is 1. So to find sin, that would be so, which is opposite over hypotenuse, and the hypotenuse is 2 because this is a 30-60 triangle, and the smallest side, the medium side is always the smallest side times the square root of 3, and here we have 1. So 1 times square root of 3 would just be 3. Okay, I forgot to mention that. But so that would be opposite over hypotenuse, so that's just 1 over 2. Cosine would be k, which is adjacent over hypotenuse, so that's the square root of 3 over 2. And then tan would be toa, which is opposite over adjacent, so 1 over square root of 3, but we can't leave square roots at the bottom, so we have to multiply both the top and the bottom by the square root of 3. Square root multiplied by the same square root would just be that number, and then 1 times square root of 3 would just be square root of 3. So we have square root of 3 over 3. Okay, that's it. Bye.